Hey there, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Brian Pickens and the mission of my channel is to engage with you on current and upcoming film and television topics and get your feedback on them. Make sure to like and subscribe and ring the notification bell so you're alerted when new videos come up. As I've said many times before, superhero movies and stories mean everything to me. I love watching them in the movies and in TV and reading about them in the comic books. Marvel and DC mean everything to me, and I'll never ignore the huge impact they've had on my life. In light of Marvel, there's a brand new movie that Sony Pictures will be releasing in 2022 for Marvel Comics. That movie is Morbius, and it stars Jared Leto as the titular character. It takes place outside of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, as of right now at least, considering how rampant the multiverse is becoming in Phase 4 of the MCU, most notably Spider-Man No Way Home. It's the second installment in Sony's own Marvel universe of films, following Venom and Venom Let There Be Carnage. Everything I have seen and heard regarding this film tells me that it has the potential to be really spectacular if they play their cards right. The first teaser trailer released early last year was basic and never jumped out at me. It seemed like a movie that came out back in the early to mid 2000s. I almost forgot about the movie until they released the new trailer a few weeks ago, and then my interest spiked a lot. It has a dark, mysterious, and alluring vibe and looks visually riveting with the cinematography and VFX. However, I still have some reservations. Most notably, I don't like that it's still PG-13 instead of being rated R. That decision really hurt both of the Venom movies a lot, but overall it has a lot of potential. In this video, I will break down the most noteworthy parts of the official Morbius trailer, among other footage, such as the teaser trailer released early last year and the behind-the-scenes footage as well. I will explain how it shows how the movie could be Sony's first major own live-action superhero triumph since Sam Raimi's Spider-Man films. The trailer opens with Morbius traveling to cure his vampire disease. Morbius' second trailer begins with Jared Leto's Dr. Michael Morbius traveling by the helicopter across misty and mountainous terrain, a cargo crate dangling below the aircraft. This perilous journey shows how Morbius will revamp the Marvel character's origin story, throwing in an exotic mystical cave only accessible by air, though it's not clear whether the movie's mountain corresponds to a known Marvel location. In the comic books, Morbius' traditional origin happens when he fuses bat DNA with electroshock therapy. Morbius has a miraculous recovery and meets Tyrese Gibson's character. The second Morbius trailer uses contrasting shots to highlight how getting covered in bat droplings sparked Michael's miraculous physical recovery. In the first image, Morbius is tended to by Bancroft. Her clothes confirm this is an extension of the spinal scene from before, but now we can see electrodes running all the way down Michael's chest. Moving from Michael at his weakest to the new look Morbius in his prime physical health, helpfully narrated by Tyrese Gibson's FBI agent character Simon Stroud, Morbius goes missing for 2 months following his inexplicable cave experience. He winds up on a container ship headed for New York, meaning the reborn Morbius was probably attempting to get home. This line gives some sense of Morbius' timescale, with the Nobel Prize and the intensifying illness coming first, then the cave transformation, then a 2-month jump before Jared Leto returns home. Morbius' power range is stupendous. Michael Morbius finally discovers the six-pack isn't the only side effect of the unconventional therapy. Among Morbius' new powers is a bat-like sonar, where his eyes whiten and dark waves pulse outward from his body. Like a bat navigating using sound waves, Morbius can sense his environment by emitting vibration, which adapts to Marvel Comics' heightened senses. While Jared Leto tests his sonar ability, a containment cell filled with bats reveals Dr. Morbius is still investigating how the transformation came about. His widened eyes, vein-covered face, puckered ears, and smoke-like aura add much more detail and authenticity, while also honoring classic horror movie werewolf transformations in the past. Turning a man into a vampire was always going to be tricky, but Morbius makes the switch as convincing as possible. Morbius discovers an ability to fly by keeping ahead of a moving subway train, dancing through the underground tunnels. Unfortunately, his flight isn't the same as Captain Marvel's or Vision. As a living vampire, Morbius glides through the air like a bat, but can't soar through the clouds from city to city. Once again, this power draws from Morbius' skill set in the Marvel Comics. There are multiple nods to the multiverse. More Spider-Man Easter eggs appear as Michael Morbius flips open a Daily Bugle front page reporting on his arrest for vampire murder. The Bugle is the classic Spider-Man newspaper presided over by J. Jonah Jameson and infamously anti-Spidey in its rhetoric. Whereas Morbius's Oscorp logo resembled the Amazing Spider-Man, the Daily Bugle shares more in common with the logo in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy. Adding to the MCU Easter egg pile, Morbius' second trailer gives another glimpse at Michael Keaton playing Adrian Toomes, who he first did in Spider-Man Homecoming. Vulture appears to be getting a police transport while Morbius enters custody. Vulture's presence would suggest Morbius takes place within the MCU, but the ending to Venom Let There Be Carnage proves that can't be true if Jared Leto's character coexists with Tom Hardy's Venom. Morbius's monster form is bone-chilling. Like Bat's summoning, Morbius's ability to switch in and out of his vampiric form is original to Sony's Spider-Man universe, and throughout the trailer footage, Jared Leto adopts various stages between human and vampire. This shot offers the best glimpse yet at Michael Morbius in full monster mode. The unsettling visual confirms Morbius's horror movie influence and looks far more impressive than the first trailer's over-the-shoulder money shot. Possibly taking place at a containment facility from before, a fully transformed Morbius summons and controls a massive flock of bats that surround them in mass. This isn't a power that derives from the Marvel comics, hinting at a potential new addition to Morbius's live-action arsenal, depending on whether he's actually influencing the animals in this scene. Overall, I am cautiously optimistic for the new Morbius movie coming out in January 2022. I think it has the potential to be great if they don't make the same mistakes Sony and Marvel films previously made. It seems like they put a big effort into making a good movie instead of placating to corporate greed. I do still wish that it was rated R instead of PG-13. The PG-13 rating seems like they're trying to get as much money as possible to a broader range of audiences, despite it looking like a promising movie. I wish it would stick to Morbius's bloody, violent roots and make it R-rated the way Blade, Joker, Deadpool, and Logan were. I hope that you enjoyed this review and perspective on why Morbius could be Sony's biggest live-action superhero triumph since the Raimi Spider-Man trilogy. Join this channel for more upcoming reviews, and I look forward to reading your feedback in the comments section below.